with his battle with Jack Freestone. Coming out of the whitewater here is Ezekiel Lau from the island of Oahu. He's the non-priority heat with Jeremy Flores. Always a huge threat when waves are looking like this. He's done well here in the past. Extremely well at Sunset Beach as he's drawing down the line. There's a big explosion of layback as he ends up incomplete. What kind of surfing do you love to bring to waves like this?
Well, for me, I think these waves have been kind of one of my weak points, so I just kind of learned to love them. And yeah, I don't know if you guys want to call this wave or not, but
call it for us.
Well, yeah, Jeremy looking spicy. I think he might be on a shortboard. Zeke looked like he was on a shortboard too. Yeah, I don't know. I like the spray with the wetsuit matching, and then a nice turn off the top, kind of a mid-score.
Speaking about this wave being difficult for you, do you reckon it's equipment maybe sometimes, or is it just the spot itself?
Yeah, I think that'll suit this wave really good. It was just a bummer that I didn't get to showcase that, and also, you know, I think I'm improving a lot. So
I agree with you.
I'm happy on that. But heats are heats. You know, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. We're seeing the tail end of Flores here. What do you think about this ride, Potts?
Yeah, I like it. Nice clean wave there for Jeremy. Now, you know, just get you know, sort of keeping up with Ezekiel Lau. I think that's what you got to do, especially when you've got that non-priority heat. You know, just catch waves, get warmed up on the back end out here. Normally you need quite a wide stance to get those big, deep bottom turns.
Incredible insight from Andino as we watch Flores get started with that frontside hook. Longtime veteran to the top 34. Drawing off the bottom. There's a big layback. Blows the tail off the top. Coming off that maneuver with a ton of energy. Hits it high over a huge section. He loved the feeling of that wave.
I love that. I love that passion, you know. To claim a 6.5 or a 7 at Bells, but just that maneuver must have felt really good for him.
Gosh, bring on the claim. He's feeling really good. What went into this big blowtail, Kolohe?
Well, like I said, he looks like his board's really loose. It looks a little longer than a short board, so I was probably wrong. But yeah, I just went for it. I don't know. It must be really on because yeah, it's a risky maneuver. But you know, it's one thing too. I think those guys who do really good in the big events and are really comfortable when the waves are big. This is like lowers for him, so he's just attacking. You know what I mean? That's exactly what John and Owen did in the previous heats.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, that was a beautiful turn right there. Total control. Sort of a layback, semi-layback slash with a slide in there. It was a lot going on, but managing to get around and finish strong. So it does look like a step up for sure, but a loose step up. Maybe there's a bit more curve in it or something.
Yeah.
Late takeoff there for Zeke Lau as he holds Israel off the bottom and draws that really clean top turn. And now the Hawaiians just anticipating something big down the line. Just coasting with all this energy. Well overhead on that section. He'll fit in another clean wrapping turn. And now set up work, big meaty closeout section. There's a little layback, draws it early. And a waterfall just chasing him on his shoulders. Pretty smart to fit that one in before the thing went top to bottom.
Oh, another 20 yards, he would have been at Winky Pop.
Remember that. Classic to watch the start of those matchups. Before we get there, back to Zeke's performance. Clean read on that first turn, Potts.
Yeah, beautiful read. And you know, I think the order of the day right now is patience. You can see everyone just not really trying too much on the wave, finding those sections and making sure you arrive at that section with a lot of speed, which is then going to emphasize your turn. So Ezekiel Lau reading this wave nicely. Waiting again, you can just see playing the patient game, just making sure the board's set, making sure his feet are in the right spot. And a really tricky turn right there. Great maneuver choice. Had he gone any higher on that section, it would have been an incomplete ride. So identifying it, coming off the bottom, probably right about there, making his decision to just go into big layback snap and then try and race down that avalanche of whitewater. So critical end of that wave there, Kolohe.
Yeah, that's cool.
6.51 required by Jack Freestone. We saw him while we were at that interview with John. Not really connecting with that wave, but Italo looking sharp.
Now Flores, long-time invite to the Eddie Aikau event. Draws a beautiful line on the open face. hard off the bottom. He'll hang onto that rail line, but there's nothing left at the top. Thanks for watching on Fox Sports. An exciting Friday.
Extra nudge. And then for my career, yeah, you know, win multiple world titles and call it a day, start a family, live on a farm.
And listen to country
Sounds like
music.
a dream.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Watch the Dodgers win a World Series. That'd be nice too.
Oh.
Hey.
Zeke Lau belting that section. Nice clean off the top, just setup work. Nice clean lines for the Hawaiian, and he'll just throw that classic layback, the maneuver of choice in waves like this. Fighting back in the heat with Jeremy Flores. They share the same sponsor, so they've had a lot of time together. Puts a big arc at the end of that wave. Do you think you'll see people switch it up from that layback maneuver, Potts, or is that kind of what Bells is demanding right now?
Yeah, I'm sure Aki will be stoked to hear that. It's low, you're on through to around 16. We'll see you later today.
Thank you, Rosie. Looking sharp. Meanwhile, out in the lineup with just under 13 minutes to go, Zeke Lau's picked off a ride. And it seems as though he's aware that one's not going to go into his top two. Looking to better a 6.17 to get ahead of Jeremy Flores. And he might take a chance on this one. Lost in the whitewater there somewhere. Flores. It's actually Zeke Lau. So Zeke up. Stops a big float to get started on this ride. This wave flattening out a little bit. And the Hawaiian's going to back out of this one. And now he's up. Bit of foam on the face to deal with. Does well to cut through that water. He's going to need a big finish on this one, but keep in mind, it's not a big score, just a 4.41. Starts to gather some momentum. Here comes the section. Flores up into it. Explosive off the top. 3.5 minutes to go. He'll probably have time to get back to the takeoff zone, but what are your thoughts, Pete? Did he do enough on that ride?
I mean, you had mentioned how important this finish move was, and I think he executed it from the takeoff. And so he does get a maneuver done. Again, not that dynamic. This is where we caught up this way, but some carves on the outside. So, yeah, I feel like this is going to be enough. But, you know, Zeke's going to get out there now before him. He's going to have priority with that 2.5 minutes to go. But it's going to be, even if he gets the 4.41, you know, like a 4.5 or a 5, it's going to make Ezekiel Lau need a pretty good-sized number to turn the heat.
He's just been left standing there with no wall to attack. He's got the moves. We'll see what he can do. Here he goes. 45 seconds to go. This will be his last shot at it. Looking for a 6.87. Needs something big here to get started. A little hung up in the lip, but has the speed to get around the section. And now loading up for something huge. Nice big floating re-entry on the closeout.
Wave didn't give him the second section. As you watch this replay here, this is the maneuver he had to kind of keep it, almost grabbed him and put him a little bit late. So if he'd been able to tag that section there, then we start talking about the 6.87, but it got missed. So he missed that section. Judges will note that, and it'll come up probably a little bit shy.
Well, it was such a good effort, but he just fell short. A 6.27, unfortunately for Zeke Lau. Not enough. Jeremy Flores moves on through. Stay with us after the break. Jordy Smith and Leonardo Fioravanti hit the lineup.